likes hanging out with you for obvious reasons. She seems pretty chill at the moment, though. Oh, heavy sigh. Why is a dog doing a heavy sigh so oddly and deeply satisfying? Are y'all ready for bed? Yeah. Did you brush your teeth? Did you brush your teeth? Smell check. Give me a. Okay, good. Nice and minty fresh. Water, yep. Got your water. Well, I see you're reading one of my favorite books, Siddhartha. Did I suggest you read Siddhartha? How did you come across that? Really, a friend recommended it to you. That's neat. No, I think it's a fun book. It's a fascinating book. I haven't read it in a while, but I remember I really enjoyed it. You know what I think I got it? I think I had a friend named Brett. This is back when I could drive, because I would go drive and would hang out down at the University of Dayton. So I think his mom or dad or both, I forget, they were professors at the college there. And so he was, 16-year-old kid or 15. But he would hang out on the campus quite a bit. He knew the campus really well. And so I would drive from Beaver Creek and to down, it's like 20 minutes, and drive down to Oakwood and pick Brett or Brett? Boy, it's been a long time. I think it's Brett. We would drive down to the campus at University of Dayton, and we would play racquetball, or we'd go to the school, like the lounge area, cafeteria, and they had like pool tables and stuff, and we used to hang out quite a bit. But I think he was the one who recommended it to me. Yeah, I think he was the one who asked if I'd read Siddhartha. Maybe even gave me my first copy. Anyway, it's fascinating. Boy, it's funny how memories, just kind of pop up. But, looking back on last year, kind of wrapping up the holiday season, do you have any highlights? Any favorite memories? Yeah. You did make a few new friends. No, I like them. They're fun. No, that one. No. They're trouble, but, I mean that in a fun way. You like going to visit the family. Yeah. A little traveling. I agree. It's funny how so many of my memories, well, not all, but many, are of family vacations, where we used to go to Glacier National Park every other year when I was a kid, from when I was 5 and then 7, 8, 10, kind of a thing. And I have a lot of memories from those times. And it's funny how does a lot of last year kind of seem like a blur. Yeah. Well, believe me, the older you get, the more it will occur to you as racing by, which is why it's really important to break us out of our routines from time to time, right? Which is why it's so important to travel, to get you out of your comfort zone a little bit, right? I mean, those are the things you remember the most of, right? That's absolutely the case for me. But, what was the, let's get more local. What was the best part of your day? Reading Siddhartha. Wow, that's really cool. You're really into it. That's really awesome. Yeah, I think that's great. Now, your uncle and I, we used to read quite a bit too. I remember your uncle got really into the Lord of the Rings before I did. This is back in 90, must have been, like 91, 89, 90, somewhere around there. But, I mean, he would be up reading, Tolkien until like 2 o'clock in the morning, like he got really, really into it. And he would play with his schedule too. Your uncle's a funny character. He would like intentionally like see if he could, change his sleep schedule and get on like a crazy late schedule or a crazy early schedule. He would just kind of tinker and experiment with things. I was a little more like, I kind of like routine more, I think. I kind of like knowing like how my day is gonna look a bit more. I'm not necessarily as spontaneous. I don't know. It's hard to put my finger on. But I really enjoyed reading your book. Very, very cool. And anything else? What else was nice about your day? Playing with your friends? Yeah. Yeah. It's very important. It's very, very, very important. Well, you only get this one life, to my knowledge, dude. We only get this one. And it goes by so quick. It really does. It's why I like asking you these things. Seeing how you're doing. Seeing what was the best part of your day. What worked, what didn't work. Is there anything that you want to kind of like hash out? That you're thinking about? It's interesting. Expectations are a funny thing. Well, I think a lot of, I can only speak really for me, but I think my experience, tell me if this applies to you, if this rings true to you as well. A lot of my big upsets and breakdowns throughout my life have been because I wanted things, or I thought things should be a certain way. Or at least I really say I wanted things to go a certain way, right? For example, I remember I was younger than you. I was probably like 7 or 8 years old. And my dad had said he had gotten back from a business trip and he had to go down to Florida. And he came back and he kind of offhanded said, oh yeah, we should take a family trip to Disney World. And I was really excited. I was like, oh my gosh, we're going to go to Disney World. And I'd heard about it and I was just super excited about like Epcot Center and like dinosaurs and just the kind of Disney World, man, who doesn't want to go to Disney World? Especially kids, And so I was really excited about that. And the next summer, we were sitting out having dinner, and I think I brought it up, and I was just like, well, are we gonna go to Disney World this year? And he was just kind of dismissive, and I think honestly, the hindsight of being a parent is 20/20. I'm not sure they had the money at the time. A Disney World trip is, for 4 people. My dad, my mom, my brother, and me. It's not a cheap vacation. And so instead of though acknowledging that, he just kind of blew it off as like, well, yeah, we're not gonna have time to do that, sorry, Maya, we're just not gonna have time to do that. And I remember this being so deeply bummed. It's like, and I started building up this wall. I started building up protection blanket around me, in that I stopped hoping for cool things. Now, it kind of just built up, like over time. I would just, is that there are multiple experiences where I thought it was going to go a type of way. I thought it was going to, X event was going to happen. And when it didn't, I remember feeling very devastated that it didn't go the way I thought it could, would have, or should have gone. And so I started telling myself, well, you know what? I am just not going to look forward to things. I am just not going to, I'm not going to have high expectations of things. And it was an interesting defense mechanism that I did. Do you find yourself doing that sometimes? Maybe, maybe not. Yeah. And it certainly led me to be a bit more, I don't know if cynical is the right word, but I found like I guess I would kind of hope for the best, but expect the worst kind of a thing. It's so funny how it led to weird breakdowns. This other one, I feel guilty about this one. I remember one Christmas, I think it was the first Christmas in Beaver Creek, and I remember going out with my mom, and she was trying to be so nice. My mom was trying to make the best out of a situation. She drove us to the mall, and we were walking around, and she was just, saying like, what kind of things do you like, honey? And I point to the things you like. And, she was just trying to be a sweet, loving mom. And I pointed to, there was this one fuzzy zebra blanket that I really thought was cool. I don't know, I was really into zebras for a while there. I mean, it wasn't a real zebra. It was fake, but it was just a fuzzy blanket with a black and white stripe pattern on it. But I honestly don't remember anything else that I pointed out. The blanket stuck out to me for some reason. On Christmas Day, my brother and I, we go down to the Christmas tree and we open up presents, and I got, the blanket was under the tree and some other things. But I remember I really wanted a Super Nintendo, and some kind of a gaming thing. And I just don't think, they had the money. And it kind of breaks my heart to recount this, because I know that my mom could sense that I didn't have the Christmas that I wanted, because you could say she could kind of sense it. And she felt, I know this for a fact, that she felt bad. All she wanted was to give her boys everything that she could, It's the same way your mother and I feel like we want you to have everything that we can to get you set up and ready to be your own autonomous adult someday. We want to give you all the tools and skills that we have, and want to give you all of your wants and desires. And that, of course, doesn't mean we give you everything. If we gave you everything, you'd be a spoiled little brat. Yeah. You don't want to be like Todd, do you? Yeah, he's annoying, right? He gets everything he wants. Genuine question. Does Todd seem happy to you? No, right? He seems kind of miserable. But he has designer clothes and has all the cool toys. He got a drone, right? Like a fancy drone. Didn't he immediately crash it? Yeah, right. Yeah, he was trying to fly it over. Didn't you say he was trying to fly it over? What was her name's house? Anyway, look. Your mother and I, we want to give you everything that we can. But, we also know it's important that you have to have a sense of ownership. You have to have a sense of earning. And you have to kind of earn things in life. And if we get things unearned, we just can't appreciate them as much. And that'll always be true from your age until however old you end up living. Maybe 200, I don't know. But whatever. If you don't earn something, it will never have as much value. But anyway, expectations and disappointments. So I had an expectation, like I said, I think I really wanted like a Super Nintendo. But I remember feeling bad because it really bothered my mom that I didn't have the Christmas that she really wanted to provide. And it's interesting how that stuck with me. It's like she really was just trying to do her best. And I just find it interesting how, during that time, and then later on with like the family trip being, canceled straight up to Disney World. I really had a sensation of like, well, don't trust people, but like, it's like, Jeremiah, you're gonna be disappointed. You know what I mean? And I started kind of thinking like that a lot. You're just gonna be disappointed all the time. So don't get excited about anything because you're just gonna be disappointed. And unfortunately, I have spent a lot of my life with that mindset. Now, has it protected me from sometimes being hurt or disappointed? Maybe. But it's also kind of like limited me in a lot of instances, Whereas like, do you notice how your mom kind of like wears her joy on her sleeve? You know what I mean? Like your mom, she gets joyful very easily. And I spend so much time trying to repress that. Oh, heavy snores from the goose. I spend so much time trying to repress that I don't know. I feel like it's kind of capped some experiences I might have otherwise had. Am I making sense? Or am I just doing like stupid dad ramblings? I don't know. Well, the reality is that as you go through life, there's going to be moments and times when you think things should go a certain type of way. And they're not going to go that type of way. They're going to go another way. And you're going to feel upset by that. It's going to be a breakdown, It's going to be like, well, I wanted it to be like this, and it's just not. And there won't be anything you can do about it. It's just like learning to live with that. Well, that's not how I wanted things to go. And that's annoying. It's frustrating. Sad. Disappointing. Right? All those adjectives. But in the end, I just never want you I hope you don't experience the kind of disappointments I did. And where you kind of start putting up walls of like, well, don't get too happy because the rug is about to get yanked out from under you. Don't get too happy. Don't get too happy because it's probably not going to happen. And I spent most of my teenage years kind of with that philosophy. So I hope you don't inherit that from me. You know, life is wild. It's interesting. It's a game. It's an experience. It's a treasure. It's a gift. You know, and it's hard and it's beautiful and it's challenging and it's scary and it's also exciting and fun, and there's this curiosity about things everywhere that we get to explore and learn about, and I love how curious you are. I love how you think very outside the box, like your mom. You have like very good like oblique thinking. You can like look at a problem and go, well, what if we did it this way instead? And I love that about you. Don't ever stop doing that. Because you never know. Just because something's been done a type of way doesn't mean it has to be done that way. So, well, I feel like I've been talking your ear off, kiddo. But I hope you had a wonderful year. Your mother and I love you so, so much. Okay? You know that your mother and I are so proud of you. You know that, right? Yeah, we really are. We think you're absolutely amazing. And we hope you get to experience all the goodness and joys and everything, all the things, all the experiences. Yeah. Well, maybe I'll let you get back to your book for a little bit. But don't stay up too late, okay? Okay? Can I give you a kiss? Okay. Alright. I'll let you get back to your book. And, maybe we can talk about it tomorrow over breakfast. Yeah, that sounds great to me. Do you want, eggs, avocado, sourdough toast? Yeah, sounds good. Alright, it's one of my favorite breakfasts, too. Okay, kiddo. Get some sweet dreams, alright?